I enjoyed my time with F1 Manager 2022. It had all the sheen of an officially licensed Formula 1 game, combining approachability for the Drive to Survive generation with just enough depth to satisfy veteran F1 fans. I purchased it on release day and spent an engaging 17 hours transforming the tired old nag of Ferrari into a proud, prancing horse as I won both the driver and constructor championship at a canter. Apologies. Was it a perfect game? Far from it. But 22 represented an encouraging first outing for developer Frontier Developments, building a solid foundation for this year's entry. The question is F1 Manager 2023 a big enough improvement to justify another purchase? F1 Manager 2023 sees you assume the role of an F1 team principal responsible for recruitment, facility management, and car research and development. You're also tasked with overseeing the team's race day performance, making incisive strategy calls that can shape your team's season. F1 Manager 2023 refreshes 22's roster of drivers, teams, and circuits as expected, including F1 Manager debutants, Losail International Circuit, and the Las Vegas Strip Street Circuit, with Frontier Developments increasing the F1 fever by adding more nuanced game mechanics, like detailed pit crew training regimes, the immersive visor cam, and an intriguing race replay mode, allowing you to right the supposed wrongs of the 2023 F1 season. However, don't expect to see Daniel Ricciardo driving for AlphaTauri from the outset. Nick De Vries still has the seat. Of course, whether you choose to give him a full season's drive is entirely up to you. Helmut Marko's not going to stride into your living room and tell you off, is he? The Formula 2 and Formula 3 paddocks are also embraced tighter in the F1 Manager 2023, with feeder series results viewable in the game's career mode, making it much simpler for players to scout future driving talent. Scouting is especially important in 23, as your driver's abilities will noticeably nosedive as they age. Yes, even the mercurial Fernando Alonso's powers will decline. It represents another small yet realistic upgrade over 22. You can even elect to sign drivers and staff at the end of the season as opposed to instantaneously, which was slightly immersion breaking in last year's game. Deja Vu sums up the initial impressions of 23, seeing as it retains the same music, fonts, and menu layouts as 22. But hey, it feels like an authentic F1 experience from the outset. Presentation was one of 22's strong suits after all. However, the main menu has a couple of interesting new options: race replay and exclusive scenarios. Exclusive scenarios throw a spanner in the F1 works by throwing up entertaining scenarios with outlandish themes, including races with equalized car performance. Available for Deluxe Edition owners only, 3 exclusive scenarios are also available for those who pre-order the game. Exclusive scenarios add a little more intrigue to the F1 Manager formula, providing short and sharp hits of race day action. They allow players to forego the minutiae of day-to-day team management tasks to simply focus on managing a race team in a contrived scenario. Standard race replays operate similarly, but are grounded within real F1 storylines, ranging from the simple starting grid scenarios for all teams, aimed to beat the team's real-world performance, to the snappier race moments, pertaining to a specific flashpoint in a race. One example of this is Fernando's Gamble, based on the Monaco Grand Prix lead battle as the rain intensified. If Fernando Alonso had switched to intermediates instead of mediums, could he have won? You can attempt it yourself in-game. One exclusive scenario titled Tactical Masterclass sums up the new game mode perfectly, seeing you take control of Mercedes as they find themselves under attack from the freshly shod Red Bulls of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez around Interlagos. George Russell starts off in the lead on heavily worn tyres, with veteran teammate Lewis Hamilton close behind on part-worn mediums. Given his fading rubber, I immediately decide to make Russell my sacrificial lamb, instigating a position switch that lets Hamilton loose out in front. I instruct Russell to defend his position aggressively via the tactics menu and hope he can hold off the Red Bull onslaught long enough for Hamilton to sneak away. It works, although Russell has effectively ruined his race to see Mercedes win. As a team principal, sometimes you need to make the tough calls. Thankfully, it paid off. This time. This is F1 Manager 2023 at its best. Frontier Developments promised to release new race replays after every Grand Prix weekend, allowing players to experiment with their own strategic takes on the most recent F1 action. Although the game was mostly a smooth experience, I encountered 1 or 2 bugs in my 20+ hours playthrough. The Monaco tunnel glitch is a disappointing returnee from 22. Rain appears inside the tunnel as well as outside. While I encountered a random game crash after I just secured my first points of the season with McLaren, which ultimately led to my dismissal, the other 10 terrible races were just bad luck, of course. Frontier has already announced a Day 1 patch that will release on the 27th of July to combat several known bugs and game stability issues, but the Monaco tunnel retains its microclimate sadly. Car movement has been tweaked but retains much of the skittishness of 22, making wheel-to-wheel battles a difficult watch. Also, it's not possible to skip to the end of a session if both of your cars have retired. Would Toto Wolff hang around and watch the end if both of his cars are out? No. So why should I? Although F1 Manager 2023 represents a slight improvement on its predecessor, it still inherits much of 22's structure and feel, with minor increases in difficulty and complexity. The big takeaway is the intriguing race replay and exclusive scenario modes, both of which add an interesting way to play the game in bite-sized form. Even if they were designed with the Drive to Survive generation in mind, I found them to be great fun and free from the career mode's constrictive cost cap shackles. Undoubtedly, F1 Manager 2023 has a few quirks. It still takes too long to manage a whole race weekend, for example. Sure, you can simulate practice sessions, but this leaves your drivers short on setup confidence and track knowledge, making micromanagement essential to success. Without it, your driver's confidence rating, how proficient they'll be at overtaking, maintaining pace, and minimizing mistakes, will be too low to achieve optimal results. On the other hand, fine-tuning your pit crew's training schedule is the kind of detail F1 fans requested for 23, with tyre temperatures requiring constant monitoring during races, just like real-world F1. Is it a big enough improvement on 22 to warrant a purchase though? Possibly not. But if you missed out the first time round, F1 Manager 2023 is the definitive way to unleash your inner Gunther Steiner. It's a couple of sandwiches short of a Red Bull catering budget for me, but the race replays and exclusive scenarios offer a fresh take on Frontier Development's F1 Manager formula. F1 Manager 2023 is available to pre-order digitally now, complete with 3 exclusive race moments as a pre-order bonus. The Deluxe Edition is also available for pre-order, offering 12 exclusive scenarios and early access gameplay on the 27th of July. F1 Manager 2023 will release digitally on the 31st of July across PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Is this enough of a step up from F1 Manager 2022 for you? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep it pinned.